OpenAI's ChatGPT just came out with a $2,000 a month to $20,000 a month AI agent that is going to take jobs. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. But what you do about this is up to you, because I believe this has a secret, hidden moneymaker if you're paying attention. This is big news. Alina, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Yeah, that totally looks scary, especially for people who are already afraid of AI replacing people, and now they're coming to the next level knowledge.
Yeah. And the fact that they're charging $20,000 a month for it, because you have to think like, okay, if they're charging $20,000 a month for a research agent, how many jobs is that going to take? Like $2 million a month worth, or 200,000?
And also who is going to use it. So it will not be available to just a private person, right? It will be available to the companies. It kind of is funny that it's exactly the salary of one person, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Per month. So you just replace one specialist with the one AI.
Yeah, and it's interesting too, because it's like, okay, they do start. So here's how it's broken down, and we'll get into this in just a minute as well. It's broken down into $2,000 a month is high income knowledge workers. So what is that? That's like professionals in finance. So this is going to replace like your financial advisor.
Assistant, yeah.
Yeah, writers, maybe even low-level programmers, legal paralegals. I mean, will a lawyer need a paralegal if they have an AI agent?
Yeah, it's just give them the same task that you would give a person.
Exactly.
And you probably get it much faster.
Yeah, and more thorough, because it's able to look at a lot more very quickly, which is crazy. Finance and investment, so portfolio analysis, risk assessment, financial modeling. So I could go through and say, is this a good business idea? Maybe even looking at franchises, investment opportunities, which so far the AI investment programs that I have seen have not been very legit.
Yeah.
It's kind of like,
Yeah, because right now it doesn't have this expertise.
Yeah, and it's ran by, right now, people who probably aren't experts in finance and investing. So it's just anyone and everyone using it.
Yes.
Whereas I think when you pay more, you're going to get something that's more maybe trained or honed in. And then you're also getting the agent aspect, which, you know, we started using agents where...
Yeah, but also like the good news is that they actually got to develop this system. I don't think it exists right now.
Yes. Yeah. But the agent use, I think, once it's developed, it can be, hey, I need you to go out here and do this and fill out all these forms on this behalf. Here's the information.
Yeah, for a legal person, like find the similar case.
Yeah. Another one it's coming after is software developers, which, I mean, Alina does our tools here in-house. She's creating PHP tools, React tools, all kinds of tools, which... it's pretty amazing what we can create without knowing coding.
Exactly. Like there is a joke about getting a new generation of illiterate programmers.
Yeah.
That is me.
Yeah. Well, and I think you are going to have that, because I'm pretty illiterate at programming. Like I couldn't program from Notepad. I don't know what it is. Now I can read and figure out like, oh yeah, 6 zeros means black or white, that kind of stuff. But I really don't know how to actually program from an idea to actually making it happen. So here, $10,000 a month for a software developer agent. Could I eventually give an agent access to my cPanel and just say, make me an Expedia type site?
Seems like, so we're gonna replace like all the entry-level developers and testers. That's what I've seen.
Yeah.
But people were already afraid of this, but it's getting like closer to the situation. It won't fully replace humans, I think, because you still need like to understand it, double check it, and actually give requests to AI. But it's already like going there where they are hiring people that work with AI.
And I think also there's two things here. One, AI of this magnitude is going to create jobs for you. Before you started here, you weren't in the making tools programming field. Therefore, in a sense, it created a job.
Yeah, so it's like a different thing. Of course, it would be more useful if I was already a developer and I just started working with the AI to make my work faster, but still understand it.
Yeah.
Which is why you gotta still like think about constant developing, constant education, just not on your own like it was before, but in together with AI and like in this sphere where you are especially who works with AI, double checks AI, knows how to write a prompt, knows how to get the results you actually want.
Yeah, and it's interesting too that you mentioned that because, if we were to contrast, my programmer just started working with AI in a bigger way. I have him testing out new AIs. He's using Grok, ChatGPT, Bolt, and these other programs to create WordPress plugins and stuff that he used to do anyway. And I had asked him, I said, how much easier is it now that you have AI? And this is non-agent, chat-based AI. Now, Bolt is a lot more robust, I think. It's getting into the more agent level. But just with the regular, he says his job is now 100 times easier. I was like, what percent? He's like, 100%. I can create something that used to take a week in 20 minutes. So while this will create take away jobs, it'll also create some. But then there's the question of how many programs do we need on the internet? Like how many calculators do we need? How many of these do we need? Which is going to get interesting. I think what this is going to do, unfortunately, in one side, is it's going to cause a huge income inequality gap.
Yeah, and crisis for sure. Unemployment rates and everything. Like we need to adjust our system and how we look at like work employer situation and developer situation. Like I'm afraid it's going to be overused in a way that, I have AI now, I will replace 10 people and get one. Whereas it should have been like, I have AI now, I'll like redirect these 10 people, work less but have the same money.
Exactly.
Because it's supposed to be like this. It's not supposed to be that you like make more benefit out of it and cut out people. We should rethink of like basic approach to employment and
Absolutely
employees.
agreed. Yeah, I absolutely agree because right now, the people who have $20,000 a month for an AI researcher already have $20,000 a month to spend on something, which they're doing okay. I mean, I don't think they're going to scrape up their last 20 grand and, use it for this. I think it's going to be people that are more on a higher level. Like, you have Elon Musk. Okay, he's out there doing whatever he's doing in the government. I don't even want to read that. But thinking about like what they can do and how they can change things is big, right? Like going through and saying, okay, what is it we can do here? How many jobs can they replace? Can you make stuff easier? Can you make it more efficient? What is it we can do to make that work? I think that's absolutely a key. And then looking at like, okay, with programmers and stuff, I mean, you have a huge programmer workforce in India, in the Philippines, in other countries where this is going to disrupt it like crazy. Even though it is inexpensive, now with AI, I can get so much more for so much less. And these things work 24 hours a day.
Yeah, I think it should go about like ethics, like the same way that we try to support companies that are on the good side by like climate change situation and everything like that. It might be the same type of filtering with companies that still support like employment with AI, but not the ones who replace.
Well, it's kind of like the vision I have here, where when we create stuff together, it's ours. Like I don't look at it like, okay, Alina's going to do all this stuff and yay, I'm going to get rich. I look at it as, hey, we're all going together. This is a thing we're creating with AI. This is our value in the marketplace. We all benefit.
Yeah, because otherwise, okay, you're a company that only focuses on profit, but who's going to buy your product if everyone is broke?
Exactly. And that is, I love that you said that. That is one of my favorite quotes by Alan Watts. I don't know if you've ever heard him, philosopher, awesome. He says, what are you going to do when you sell enough of your crappy product to where no one else has any money? You're just going to go buy other people's crappy products. And then it's just like a big round robin where, it's going to dilute the marketplace. I think that, unfortunately, my thoughts are there are going to be some outliers who use what we talk about today and build a business.
Absolutely, probably even like majority.
Yeah, and there's going to be some people that are income inequality gap that already have that, and it's going to grow, like Amazon. How many programmers can they get with AI and get rid of, 20,000
because
workers.
when you're already on this level, it's of course is more available to you, like this PhD level research. Amazon, it's like $20,000, sure.
Oh yeah, I mean they can afford 1,000 of these and not even bat an eye.
A small company, probably not that easily.
Yeah, like your dentist is not going to get one of these. He might get something like this, but again, to what end? And that's where it comes into the biggest business opportunity ever is if I could get one of these for $2,000 and I work for 10 different dentists helping them, now it's diluted it down to $200 per person per month. All I need to do is make more than $200 and I'm in profit.
You got to implement it in that way that you get a benefit from it, right?
Exactly.
That's worth this expense.
Exactly. And then looking at the $20,000 one, now we got like R&D teams, think tanks. AI will scan, summarize, and compare thousands of research papers instantly. I think it's kind of already doing that.
Not really. It's not on the PhD level researchers, which is an interesting thing if they actually get there. So it might get into this like next level problem solving on the good side. On the bad side, again, job problem. I'm thinking like in a positive way that might help to solve different scientific issues easier, like
chemistry or something.
Yeah, chemistry, like a virus vaccines or whatever. Some medicine for diseases that we can not cure right now. Some technological advances might get easier. And faster, which we kind of need.
Totally. Yes, we do.
And already in a crisis.
There was a story years ago. I don't know if it was true or whatever, but they were saying like all these doctors couldn't diagnose something. She threw it in ChatGPT and it was like, boom, you have this.
Yeah, the bigger amount of information that you can look through might help.
I wonder if that's what that would mean. We are charging $20,000 because we trained this as if it went to an 8-year PhD school. Like, hey, here's the books you would read in that school. Here's the things you would learn in that school. That could be, that's an interesting take. Now, here's another thing that nobody's talking about. If this is trained as a PhD, could it not replace a professor?
Exactly, that's what I'm talking. Like, the good sides are probably can work with a bigger data of information than the human brain.
Yeah.
The bad sides are we can now replace a PhD professor.
Exactly. And then
or scientist.
One of the things that's difficult is a lot of people think that information is wisdom. Like, I know this on paper, I know this book, therefore I'm wise. That's not really it.
It's like how you implement this information.
Implementation, experience. Like, I can teach you all day long how to ride a bike. But until you get on a bike and ride it, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Now, you could know more about a bike than me, but if I know how to ride it and you don't.
Yeah, I think this is exactly what people will be irreplaceable.
Absolutely. So yeah, job displacement, skill shifts is going to be big. Learn new skills. My advice to everyone is learn to use this. If you learn to use an agent, you're going to win. Industry specific. Now, I went through on the bottom and made a better table of this stuff. Well, I thought I did. I had a table. Or you know what? It's over here. I was looking at the jobs that it would automate based on the salary and the amount of people. Now, this had like retail salespeople. I don't think they plan on like, I'm going to spend 20 grand for an agent and it's going to stand in Best Buy and sell computers.
Yeah, the regular AI that we have now is already doing that. In some places you order with AI, like drive-through. Yeah.
So that would be, I guess, that would be a serving worker. So looking at that, I mean, you look at the numbers there, $23,000 a year plus tips, 3.5 million workers, boom, gone overnight. And this is just the U.S.
I don't know, food preparation, you still need to like make a burger or something, you know?
So I have this nightmare because, as you know, I love to cook. That is like the second thing I like behind working. I have this nightmare that eventually we are going to have devices that have like ingredients, kind of like colors, right? You have your, what are the main ones? Yellow, red, and green,
blue.
I think. Or blue, yeah.
Yeah.
And so instead of that, it'll be like, those are the ingredients. And you'll just be like, there's this recipe online, boop, it'll make it out of whatever ingredients it has. which I think we're getting there. There was
Yeah, we're getting there, but not soon, I think.
no, and I don't like a world where we don't have the creativity to cook.
True.
But
I think we'll keep that. The question is like what's proportion?
Yeah, and I think what this will do is allowing us to be more creative and more artistic while this handles all the other stuff, which is interesting. So customer service reps, I mean, there's a lot of jobs that this can take away, and there's a lot of things that I think can open up. Like, could I get one of these AIs, or could I learn to use ChatGPT as it is now with no extra, nothing other than the $20 a month, start an agency, help people market, help people write things. Maybe there's a speaker that hasn't written books about what they speak about. These kind of things would be really good, or making a course or something.
I have them at the very bottom of our article, like the spheres that are not going to be taken by AI.
Okay, so
I
we
think
have...
it's 0.6.
0.6. Okay, so limitations, ethics is going to be a big one.
Yes, and as far as we stop on here, I think that if companies will get this 2,000 PhD subscription, for example, it will put a little risks on them, because like OpenAI can dictate prices again. It can change the module of AI and can change some access. Again, there is a data risk leaks, right? Like a house.
Oh yeah, HIPAA.
And everything.
Yeah. It's a HIPAA nightmare. And that's interesting too, because by the time this comes out, China will probably have one that's like $400.
True.
And it'll probably be better. That's one of the downsides of being OpenAI is you have the most risk. And I mean, they're not even profitable. But neither was Amazon, and now...
I'm kind of happy they have this competition, because otherwise it would be scary to put
Absolutely.
all the power in the one company.
Yes,
hands.
I 1,000% agree. I think it should be everyone. And now there is a fear of like, if everyone has it, yeah, do I want, everyone to have access to AI? That could
Not the powerful one, probably.
Yeah, you could have the one that makes mistakes. There
Yes.
you go. You get that one. Large corporations are going to benefit most. I think you are going to see a period where the haves and have-nots become a lot more have-nots, and the haves have a lot more, because this is going to change it. Like right now, what we do in our little sphere of working with our outsourcers and AI is what would have taken 100 plus employees 10 years ago. And that's something that, like, if you were to think about, if you had to learn and program all the things that you've made in the last couple months by hand, I mean, you would have had been working for like 10 years or something.
For sure.
Well, I'd be 10 years, probably you like 1 year. But yeah, looking at this, I think it is going to be high income professionals are going to do really well with it. AI first entrepreneurs, if you are not an AI first entrepreneur, you are not going to be an entrepreneur. You're going to get swamped out. It'd be like, saying I'm going to be an entrepreneur without a computer.
Yeah, it's like you won't stand competition.
Yeah, there's no way. AI-powered agencies, this is what my video was on the Affiliate Marketing Dude channel, where we talked about using this to make agencies, because what OpenAI just did is they inadvertently told you where the money's going.
I think you'll need to update the page. It's probably the old version, because I don't see my section at all.
There we go.
Yeah, here you go.
So yeah, AI would have known that, but Marcus does not. So there we go.
Am I in it? This theory that everyone has.
The theory that Alina is actually an AI. If the AIs were like that, I'd get like 50 of them. Be like, yes, there we go. So now we have strategic use cases, how to get ready. So this is the big one. So go through, tell us, what do we have to do to get ready for this, take advantage of it, and not get left behind?
So I'll go through the points here. The first one is do a collaboration. Again, if you will try to compete with it, you'll probably lose. If you'll try to adopt the skills working together with AI, increasing your efficiency and just learning on how to work with it, like learning how to write prompts again, literacy. If you get into technical skills, even better. it might be needed. I cannot tell like personally for sure if everyone needs to do that right now, but at least like try working with them, get familiar with how the process goes and what's like possibilities with it. There is like still a lot of about critical thinking and creativity. So if you keep that and combine it with AI, you're probably gonna win.
And I think from what I've seen creative-wise, text creative, not image creative, text creative, DeepSeek is next level. Which if they were to come out with a cheap version of an AI marketing assistant social media agent, which if you're listening, don't listen to that part.
Yeah,
I want to make that.
But you know, it's still, when we get results from DeepSeek, we get some kind of a grips of ideas of what to do next, right? So, and then we're like, oh, this looks like we can do a quiz out of this. So again, this is exactly where the human creativity comes in.
I agree. Yeah.
Okay. Then there is roles likely to stay in demand. If you scroll down, this says healthcare. Again, it might be connected with data security. The healthcare will stay there. Education and mentors. I don't know about that, but seems like, because usually that's the sphere where people are better than AI still. Then technical, again, AI engineers for sure.
I would say on the educators and mentors, that again comes to the people who know how to use it. Like for me,
exactly, yes.
I can go to AI and I can learn a new skill ridiculously fast if I know what I'm looking for. Problem is a lot of people don't know what they're looking for.
Yes. I can give an example in my tools writing. Like if I know the sphere enough and I'm familiar, I'll come up with ideas how to improve it. But if I'm not, I'll be like, hey, Bolt, just improve it. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, and it'll do it.
Make it work better.
Yeah, and it will do it, but I would venture to say if you knew that business,
I'll do better.
You will do better.
My ideas to improve it would be better if I understood the sphere, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's interesting. Policymakers, entrepreneurs making high-stakes decisions with incomplete data, hybrid, so ethicists, I don't know what that is, bias and ensure. I think that can help.
But it's not a big portion of people. It's like probably one person per...
You know what's interesting? So my daughter has this friend who is going to school to be a sports statistician. And if you ever watch sports, you know, it's the guy that's like, this guy hits 9 out of 6 balls and they go 900 feet, which means the odds of him making a home run is this. Or even like sports betting, which is a huge thing.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I see how it's the same kind of.
Yeah, and it could like literally watch the show.
But that's again, it's one person per show.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. It's not too many people who get into this one.
True. That would be like 100 jobs taken. But for those 100 people, sorry, buddy, that's, you know, what are you going to do? Judges, this is not going to get them, okay? I don't even know what that is. So that guy and the cultural experts, nuances. Yes, it doesn't get nuances.
Yeah, a lot of people, I think basic organization like team leaders and everything like that still will go through human, not AI. I mean, because you'll need to talk to people, you need to organize meetings, come up with like conflicts,
and no
resolution,
sarcasm,
yes,
and things like that. I think AI on the emotional level, it's probably more like it doesn't understand.
Yeah, it like mimics without understanding.
Yeah, it's almost like is it narcissist or sociopath, where it's like they don't understand that they know. That one, okay. But we're not
emotions.
saying AI is one. AI is nice.
Very
just,
close, though.
Very close. Okay, it was her who said that. I mean, I'm the good guy. No, I'm just kidding. How to future-proof your career. Embrace lifelong learning. I agree with that. I think mental health and social work, I think we are going to see AI more often than not here.
Yeah, it's like that's totally going to be AI implementation, but most of the workers probably will stay.
Yeah, crazy. So AI agents, final takeaways here. Transform industries by automating complex workflows. What we're seeing is right now, you go to ChatGPT, you go to Bolt, you ask it a question. It's kind of a one and done. You can ask another question. Like I'm here And it'd be like if I was to say, Alina, you know, what's 2 plus 2? And then you come back and I'm like, okay, now add 8 to it. Now do this. Whereas an agent would be like, hey, Alina, I need you to figure out our books for the last 6 months and figure out where I'm wasting money. I know there's some money wasted. Where is it? And then you go and figure it out. That's the agent.
Yeah, complex tasks consists of smaller tasks, yes.
Yeah. And that's where this is headed. And I think eventually we're all going to have some sort of AI agent that works with us.
Totally.
Yeah.
I'm sure. The personal one, maybe some at work, the main one.
There's probably one already in everyone's Tesla. It's like, hey, what is going on here? Your Tesla's just driving somewhere you don't even know. You're like, hey, come back here.
Like these jokes about registering at Uber and earning money.
Yeah. It's out there earning money. It's like, I'll take this job. This is cool. And then he doesn't take an account for gas.
Oh.
Well, what do you do if he needed gas?
I don't know. Ask
Well, it's
people
a
who come
Tesla.
up
He
with
just,
the jokes.
it's Tesla. He'll probably like make his
What
own
about charge
electricity.
too? You gotta charge it.
He'll just take it from someone else. He's like, I'll just go charge at this guy's house to save money. On paper,
Wow.
it was. And that's one of the things is on paper, things could look good, but in the real world, not so much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is it good to save money and do things? Sure. But is it best? Not always.
Like long term, especially.
Exactly. And those are the things that I think it's not really thinking of. So for those of you out there that are watching this and you're having fun, but you're like, how do I make money with this? What I would do is look at the fact that OpenAI came out with these means there is demand. Enough demand for them to make a big deal about it to their 400 million users. Mm-hmm. And it also means that those 400 million users do not know how to use ChatGPT the way that you and I do, and maybe the way that you listening do. That is money in your pocket if you're willing to use it correctly, because you, right now, before all of this stuff comes out, you can learn these and be the AI agent human assistant.
Yeah, I think for most part, you don't even need this level of expertise that they're offering. This is really for some like professionals and very narrow skill sets and everything. You have already enough power of AI available to you to actually create lots and lots of stuff. You just gotta come up like with ideas, use your human creativity and planning, and use what you have already available to you.
Absolutely. Well said. And I think also, you know, pick something direct. Who are you going to help? Don't help everyone. Like if you go outside and you're like, I'm the AI guy who helps everyone with AI, nobody's going to care.
Yeah, focus on one thing.
Exactly. Like, you know, I'm going to help dentists, or I'm going to help home improvement experts, or whatever it is. Focus on that one thing. And I don't see how you couldn't make a good living helping one small group use AI to make their business better. So, all right. Well, I think that this is going to change the game. I think it's pretty interesting. And I think for those paying attention, definitely check out the videos in the description that go more into detail on how to make an agency, how to use these tools, and the tools that are available. Because right now, we all have access to the AI tools that can make money. It's just, what are you doing with them? It's almost like you're sitting out there and it's like, there's a construction site with free wood, free nails, free roofs, and all these expensive things, and all you got to do is put it together. And
yeah, you're like, what am I going to build? You stop here.
and not only that, but there's a robot there that you're like, hey, what can I build out of this? He's like, build this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
True.
And then when agents come, we'll be like,
yeah,
well,
but
no, you build it.
When you feel lost, and I've seen a lot of people at our channel and the AI Profit Scoop feel lost, they don't know what to do and how, try going through the process of asking many questions from AI.
Yeah.
Go to ChatGPT and start with like, I don't know what to do. Advise me these spheres. What about these spheres? Tell me more about this. What else can I do? Let's just bombard those questions until it's clear in your mind. You already have this advisor.
Yeah.
Not a very professional one at PhD level, but enough to actually give you ideas already. Just go through the process of asking it.
Yes, and if you think I'm smart, I don't have any PhDs. I barely have a GED, barely. But yes, use what you have to go out there and make a living. Well said. I think the motivational clips from Alina are on point today. So thanks for watching. Definitely check out the videos in the description. Smash the like button, and we'll see you in the next training.
See you in the next one.